What's up, everybody, man? We are here and we are doing it live. We are doing it live, man. The GRG Podcast, episode 29. Man, we have tons of stuff to talk about. And man, you know what I'm saying? We're happy that All Day can greet us after he came from the what is that? What damn? I can't even think of my boy's Crossfire podcast, man. I was listening to the last about 10-20 minutes of it because I was over here watching about this Irma situation out there in Florida. I got some family out there, and then plus everybody out there.
Shout out to everybody at Florida, man. Prayers go out, man.
Yeah. Prayers go out to them. I got family and friends, and then also, you know, we have Crap and GKB. We have, man, just a hell of a lot. Foxfire. You got plenty of people out there. So, man, hopefully you guys will stay safe, man, and hopefully get out the storm because this thing looked like it's going to be a monster. And on top of that, not to be like meteorologists, but, man, there are two more coming. And, you know what I'm saying, from that, there's Jose, and then there's another one coming after that. That is insane. So, you know what I'm saying, our prayers go out to those people and hope you are all safe. So, anyway, man, we're going to go to the illustrious panel, and we're going to start off, man, with the lady. You know what I'm saying? We don't have Delilah HD tonight. I think that she's bracing for the storm, or she's over here getting her man a new jury curl. One or the other. We'll find out. And so, you know what I'm saying, we'll go to Lady Infamous. What's happening with you? What's going on?
Happy Friday out there. This is me, Lady Infamous 415, Grow Women Gaming, IntraMiniGaming.com. And to everybody in Florida, I mean, get the fuck out or hunker down real tight because I was raised in South Florida and it's no joke when it's hurricane season. Let's hope we can talk about some games and keep your mind off that.
Yes, for real. That's a great statement. Great statement. So then we move on down the line, man. The sweet one, Fonzarelli. What's up with you? What's happening? What's going on, man?
What's up? I'm sure the hurricanes is on everybody's minds right now. My sons are out there just south of Orlando and worried for them. So, yeah, my thoughts go out to everybody affected. Hopefully, it's not that bad out there. Hopefully.
Yes, that hopefully. I mean, I'm watching breaking news, you know what I'm saying? Florida, you know what I'm saying? The Irma could reach a category 5. I mean, it doesn't look good, but we hope it is. We hope it just goes and it just be a number 1 and everybody laughs about it and wasted money, you know what I'm saying? But they still have their possessions. But let's move on. Going to man, the double duty guys. Man, oh, I see Don's in here. What's up all day, man? Glad that you can make it. What's going on with you today?
No, nothing much, man. You know, Destiny. That's all it's about right now. It's life.
You know what?
You have a lot of people out here. Hey, you got a lot of people out here that's playing Warframe and Path to Exile. Games that are similar to Destiny. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I mean? So shouts out to the guys who can't make it. Yeah, it's going to be a good show. Woo!
Yeah, okay. I already see that this is going to be a lit show, boy. And then we're going to move on down, man. Triple Cup Chuck, what's up with you, man? How was your week been?
Oh, pretty good. What's happening with you, Kmega? Everybody on the panel, everybody in live chat, I see you. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody in Florida got out of there because, you know, like everybody was saying, that material stuff, you'll have it. You know what I'm saying? You leave, you can come back. You can always shake back. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to have some fun right here. Get your mind off things. Hopefully, you're on that road, listen to the podcast and chilling. You know what I'm saying? This your boy, Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. Let's go.
All right. No doubt. And we're moving on. I see that we have the Don. You know what I'm saying? From Double Duty yourself, man, up there on Crossfire, man. I was listening to a little bit of it towards the last 20 minutes of it, man. Y'all was doing a good job. So what's up with you, Don?
Not much. It's one of those rare times where I can make it, so I took advantage of what time I had, and I'm here. So nice. Shout out to all the people in Florida, and you know, hope they all do well. And it sounds like they're all very prepared, so it seems like a good thing from everyone we know out there. So
yes, that does sound like that is definitely. And then last but not least, you know, I'm going to be nice to you today and not do the dolphin noise until you say something wild, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do it. But everybody's favorite guy, our Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? What's up with you, LiveWire?
LiveWire's the only dolphin I know with a clogged blowhole, man.
Again, I'm not a dolphin. Porpoise.
You're a porpoise.
Porpoise, man. Get it right, man. Fucking with my ancestry. Anyway, this is your boy Live, and I'm ready, man. Let's get into this shit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to get into it. Well, I mean, we're not going to. I'm going to go to the Destiny situation second. First, I want to talk about something that I guess that all day and Don was talking about when I was listening, was about the Ryan McCaffrey, the Mikey Barra, the Dustin situation. Man, okay, like I'm seeing, Mikey Barra's getting lit up right now.
Right, what happened?
Well, he there was a tweet where Mikey Barra was saying something about a review about Destiny, and he was saying it towards Dustin, and Mikey Barra basically said, he said, well, we know that Dustin's going to give it a high score because he lives and breathes that IP. And all of a sudden, here comes Ryan McCaffrey saying, well, that's rude, and you're basically making us seem like we're frauds or something like that. You're tarnishing our credibility. And when I came out and I was talking bad about Halo 5, things like that, and he took it completely personal, like it was a shot, and you could tell that Mikey Barra was being sarcastic. And then here comes Dustin basically saying that he woke up and he was going to say something sarcastic back, but he basically seen that this was a shitty comment, and he wasn't going to reply back. So my question to you, I'm going to go to Fonzarelli first. What the hell is this about? Like, I mean, you can't be sarcastic, you can't have fun with the media anymore?
You went to the wrong one, man. First,
you didn't see it? You didn't hear anything about it? Oh man, okay.
You're nothing about it. I didn't even see this stuff. I don't really follow drama on Twitter. I really don't.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is really unnecessary drama. I'm really not understanding what the hell is the situation. But
yeah,
go ahead.
What transpired? Yeah, I think somebody just got a little too sensitive in that situation, and shouldn't have went that route. But at the same time, I don't know. Like sometimes mess with just anybody. If you're not cool with that person, I don't know if you could do that.
Well, I mean, okay, like this right here. It's like Ryan McCaffrey said right here. He said, "Mike, I love you, but this was just unfair to say, and 100 not true. Dustin would be more critical than anyone else because he loves it so much." And then Dustin was basically coming out and saying that he's been a huge fan of Xbox and things like that. To me, it's been completely overblown. But let me go to you. No, go ahead. What you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna agree. It's overblown.
It's overblown. But I mean, Mikey Barra and them is getting lit up by fanboys, and they're making this out to be something a lot bigger than what this actually should be. So all day, what was your thoughts on this?
I just think that we live in a very, very sensitive time. And Michael really didn't say anything too negative. If anything, he was kind of like, in a playful manner. I don't think that it needed to go that far. I woke up out of bed and you got me upset. I didn't even drink my coffee yet, huh? Come on, bro, relax. I mean, to me, I think he took it as an excuse. Like, I've been supporting the Xbox brand, blah, blah, blah. He's just looking for an excuse for an exit. But, I mean, this type of dialogue should be going back and forth, man. It wasn't anything that needed to be expanded upon or anything, He said what he said. He said, what did he say? I'm playing my Warlock, or I'm starting a Warlock?
Yeah, and he said he's going to start as a Warlock this weekend or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, why the fuck would you take that out of context and think he's being disrespectful or rude? I mean, that's really nothing to say. I mean, he probably would have committed suicide if you said, "Hey, I'll fuck you up in Destiny." You know what I mean? There's no like, come on, man. Like this goes back to there's no context in text messages and or Twitter or anything written out. So I can understand maybe you might not like what he said, but to elaborate on it and people jumping in and it's ruined my whole day. I mean, we got people in Florida going through a crisis, man. So there's other things you can be upset about than a fucking tweet about a fucking game.
I got a question about that though. Do you think that this has anything to do, does this stem from?
It stemmed from something. It has to.
Listen, like the Xbox fanboys going against the media all the time and back and forth. It's been going on lately.
I don't even think it's from that.
Do you think?
Well, I think
edge with Xbox.
Yeah. I was going to touch on that. Go ahead.
That's what they're on edge from.
Well, I think it's got something to do with it. I think that a lot of these journalists is on edge right now because
Cuphead shit got a lot of the media people triggered right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it just even before that, I mean, because if PC guys, they go after the media, you know what I'm saying? The PlayStation guys go after the media. Xbox has definitely been going after the media. So it seems like they're catching it on all fronts, and they are extra sensitive. And this is your job. You're going to have to deal with criticism. That's the one thing about it that I'm not understanding. And this could have been personal. It was just like, hey, you could have DM'd me and we could have talked about this in private, but you exposed this out to all the public to see. And even Mikey Barrow was like, haha, man, I'm just playing. I'm just having fun on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? And that to me just doesn't make any sense. So Don, what is your thoughts about this?
I think it's on the media, because here's the thing: is that Mike never once really was going on an attack of everything I can see. What wasn't erased or anything like that. It was the media side just on the defense, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously it struck a chord in some sort of way of them maybe. People feel like they don't give fair reviews or anything like that. And the reality is, the traditional media that you see, like the IGNs and GameStops and stuff like that, they're shrinking. They're shrinking in numbers all the time. They're not really in a healthy spot. You know what I mean? And those sort of comments really affect their business, right? And, it's one of those things I just think, when a media reacts and they're so reactionary like that, they're defending something, right? Their backs are against the wall. They feel threatened in some sort of way, right? In order to do that out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I think Mike is just in a good place, and he's just being happy that Destiny's coming out, and they're not in a happy place. And, their future is not very certain. And questioning what they do really affects their job quite a bit.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I can agree with that. What is your thoughts about this, Infamous? What do you think? Is this overblown, or is this something for them to really be concerned about?
I can only understand the situation through my perspective. I dealt with a situation like this before, that someone said something that was out of bounds. He didn't take it personally. I mean, it wasn't serious, but on my end, I took it serious, and I had conducted the wrong way. I was mad. I was hot. I was just talking all kinds of shit on Twitter, using my Twitter fingers publicly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I realized that, someone came up to me and was like, yo, lady, you need to chill. People are watching you, even though you don't think so. They're watching you, and how you conduct yourself is a reflection of you and who you fuck with. You know what I mean? Right. In this case, and this is just me, a rookie YouTuber streamer. You know what I mean? These dudes we talking about, they got careers. They done spent years in this shit. They supposed to already know how to conduct themselves. If dude had a problem with the other dude, be a man and say, and hey, talk to him on the phone or send him a message or say some shit like, look, that joke you put there, it was a little extra for me and I didn't appreciate it. But no, you want to get all butthurt and expose not just how you felt about the situation, his, you know what I mean?
Right. No.
Because if you hear on this Twitter life and you can't take a joke over Twitter, then bro, it's gonna be a problem for you. You shouldn't be using your Twitter finger.
Yeah, I mean it's. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're just oversensitive. Okay, like Mikey Barra, he was posting something about Path of Exiles, one of the best games that I played in a long time.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I enjoy Path of Exiles.
You enjoy? Oh, okay.
But no, I was Mikey Barber posted something. It was yesterday, I believe, or it was yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday, and he was saying that he was looking for some people to run with, but he's like a level 70, and I started playing at the beginning of the week. You know what I'm saying? I've only got like 3 days in, and I'm like a level 25 right now. And so I'm like, good God, you a level 70. And then so he was like, well, you need to get busy, and then we could hook up when you get to my level. And I took it as just him being sarcastic. You know what I'm saying?
You know, what if Kmega wild out? He was like, what? You saying I ain't no gamer?
What you saying? I ain't no gamer, son? What you talking about? I don't give a damn about you Xbox exec. What you talking about? But that's the thing. He was being sarcastic, and then he was also, making me aware that, hey man, we'll run together once you get to the level that I'm at. Because if you play Path of Exile, if you're a lower rank and you try to come in and help, or they come in and help you, then it's not even
dog food.
Yeah, you're dog food, especially if you try to play at them higher levels. So that's
when I played Destiny 1, when I started playing Destiny 1, I wanted to play with people, and the first question that asked me, "Oh, what's your light level?" And I'd be like 192, and then nobody want to fuck with me. I'm like, why y'all don't want to fuck with me? I want to play Destiny, man.
Your ass can't help.
You
are a liability.
Well, it depends on what you
do. You would be literally a decoy. They'd be like, look, shoot at while she's running around, we're gonna shoot at the bad guys. Run around more.
They said like your light level has to be like 350 minimum. You know, just to mess with anything that you want to. With the content I had, I could have did everything, but since my light level wasn't high enough, ain't nobody wouldn't fuck with me. And that's just simple game logic, man. I don't want to play no zombies with somebody who don't know how to play. You know what I mean?
They should make you take a shot of heroin so you get your light levels up.
Jesus, come on now. Anyway, Triple Cup, what is your thoughts on this, man? Do you find this to be a little bit overblown from the media?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but at the same time, I'm looking like guilty conscience do speak. When you feel like somebody shoot something in the air and you feel like you that person, deep down inside you're gonna say something. Wasn't it like Ryan McCaffrey was the one to come to the defense to say something about that?
Yeah, he was the one that came. He was quick to come to the defense. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's bring it way back when he had an interview with Phil Spencer. Didn't he say something about the PlayStation is a beast?
Yep.
And he have the audacity over something small like that to get upset about. That let you know that somewhere deep down inside of him, he know that they probably doing some figuring with the numbers. Let's say if Destiny was, let's say, from what I'm hearing, Destiny would pretty much be like a 9, and people they probably give it like a 9.7. Now it's the credibility of them to drop down. So now he feeling some type of way because he know that they giving him more than what they actually deserve. And you know what I'm saying, that's bringing his credibility down. So yeah, he feeling kind of butthurt. You know what I'm saying? He feeling kind of like wet in the pants. You know what I'm saying? He know that the stuff that he doing. So he when he made that comment, even though it was a joke and all of us took it as a joke, but when somebody make a joke about you and it's some real stuff, let's say a person ain't took a bath in 3 days and say, man, you stink. You know, you gonna really take it to heart. So if he took it to heart, that means it's something personal that he really is doing.
Right, and you know what? That's
all 92. The credibility has already been shot.
It has, and then he mentioned this too. No, go ahead.
Titanfall 2 shouldn't have been. It should have been an 80 something, not a 92. They did it only off of the story alone. That's just ridiculous. But like, another half a game in that bitch.
Hey, but what you got to understand at the end of the day, these guys are people too. They have their own opinions on every game, just like you do. You like Phantom Dust. I think it's dog shit. You know, it is.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but come on, Fonz. I ain't never came out of my mouth and be like, yo, Fonz, you get that Phantom Dust. That shit is life.
You know what? Like you're embarrassed.
But I'm not gonna come out there because I know the type of games I like, and I know that there's certain games I'll play, but other people might not play. Like I'll tell you, if you said you wanted to play some Madden, I'd be like, yo,
okay,
Madden,
okay,
shit, bro.
But you could say you give Madden a 9.5, and I might say it's an 8. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but that's fair enough. But I'm not gonna. But I wouldn't give it I wouldn't say it's like a fucking 10 out of 10 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, or if you said it was a 60, then I'd be like, wait, hold up, it's a 60? Like even with the whole Destiny shit, right? Even though we're gonna get into that later, I'm not a big fan of it, but I wouldn't turn around and be like, because I don't like it, it should be a 65. No, that's just bullshit. It's just that I don't like it.
Right. No, I agree with that. I agree with that point. Yeah, I just think that you're like everybody has made a great valid point that there's something deeper that's going on with this, and also to come to the defense and start making start talking about what you've been defending and what you wanted to talk bad about, like, because there was no reason for him to even bring up Halo 5 in the first place. You know,
he's feeling guilty. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but anytime you say anything negative, even if it's in a joking manner, to somebody that you're not cool with, that you don't know on a personal level, that's not a good thing. It should not have been said. Period.
Okay, but Ryan McCaffrey has been doing Xbox Unlocked for years. It's been what, about almost a decade now? It's been what? It's been almost 10 years. So, you know, he has had interactions with every staff member from Xbox for years. He's had Phil Spencer on. He's talked to Mikey Barra. He's, you know what I'm saying? If you can tell an executive, hey, we can DM and talk about it, then obviously right there that they have some kind of connection. You know what I'm saying?
I talk with some people in this community, and I don't like them very much.
You ain't lying.
Well, I mean that's true too. But it's the thing of it. Like I'm not, when somebody comes out and say something, you know, sometimes, you know, in a jokingly way or whatever, I'll come back and I'll say something. But for the most part, when I know that they're trying to be venomous, I don't even really reply. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm just in that mood to do it, and then we just move on. But it's, for the most part, I don't reply. That's why you'll never see me make videos, even if there's videos made about me, because I find it to be asinine. I'm not trying to do the TMZ shit.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is maybe he don't like Mikey Barrow. Maybe.
Yeah, because I agree with him, because you know how we can all, like, when we after the podcast, we'll sit here and talk shit and just clown on each other, and it wouldn't offend us at all, because we all know each other. We all cool with each other. We know that what buttons to press and what buttons not to press, because on the respect of each other. Now with these two people, in case if they were really cool like that, he will know, if he will know that if he said that would have touched his buttons. And obviously he wasn't. They're not cool like people think they are.
But that was Ryan. That was Ryan that made the comment. He wasn't talking to Ryan. That's the whole thing too, though.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't think it's even that deep. To be honest, I'm telling you, this is all stemming from that fucking Cuphead shit. Because this is why they're so butthurt right now. That one guy who was a shitty ass gamer, right? He's bringing into question all media gaming outlets, right? So think of it this way, right? Say you having a bad day, like you at work, shit's just not going right? And all of a sudden your friend and say you got passed up on a promotion and you feel kind of stupid about it, whatever the case may be, right? And say you joking around with your boy and this dude just called you stupid. Now 99% of the time, you'd be like, oh, he's just joking back and forth. Ha ha, you stupid. But now he says this and you might be feeling the type of way because of some other shit going on. Now you're taking that shit personal. And you're like, yo, what the fuck you mean I'm stupid? You know, fuck you. And be like, whoa, I'm just joking, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's stemming from something else. It's not the comment that he made, because I mean, shit, people joke around all the time. And you always have friends that get in the tiffs. Shit, Bone and Tax always get in the fucking tiffs. but they fucking hang out with each other all the time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit happens all the time. But, you know, sometimes it just comes from other shit that's going on. You know, so that's the way I have to look at it. I don't really think it's that person. I don't think it's like some Mikey Barra don't fuck with Destiny or whoever the fuck it was. And then also
that's
just
the one thing
that shit.
That's the one thing I think goes into question with all media type, right? Is the legitimacy of the reviews, right? And if are they being fair or not? I think that's been going on way before Ryan is even at IGN, right? Or the previous outlet he's worked in. So this is something that they deal with on a day-to-day basis, right? And so, you know, maybe just because it was for Mike, and you feel maybe Mike should have a higher understanding that drives that sort of reaction in regards to that. Regardless, I mean, Ryan has got to understand Like when he's on Twitter, and I can take a lesson from what I'm about to say myself too, but when he's on Twitter, right? When he speaks out loud, he's speaking also to his customers that go to his site, and if he comes off in a way that's unprofessional, right, or makes him the target, not necessarily the martyr, which is kind of what he did, then that's not good. That's not good for him at all in any sort of form or factor. I think he should have thought about it a little bit longer, because it makes him look more guilty defending it than just letting it go.
Right. Yeah. You know I agree with that.
And it goes back to this one point before we move on to the next topic, but it's something that I've been saying for a long time. When there's so many people that says that they want Microsoft to be aggressive, that they want Microsoft to come out and be, like Z says, he wants them to be the behemoth. You go out there and you show your clout. You have these these commercials, and you come out and you just be aggressive. Just by having a joke, there was people that went after Mike Ibarra and just Xbox people. And what I'm saying, just because of this situation right here. So just imagine if Xbox was trying to come with this aggressive approach of trying to be arrogant,
but he
would get destroyed.
But he was talking about buying up games and shit and getting
No, but he's going more further, like be like what Donnie D, because Donnie D is his dude. Like he loves
uncut and raw.
Yeah, he wants them to be uncut and raw. And I totally agree with Z about them going out and buying up properties if that's what they need to do, of course. But I've always been saying that right now we're in a sensitive time where you just can't, even though you have the clout and you have the financial the financial backing to go and do pretty much whatever you want. You can't just show that to people with arrogance, because that's going to come back and bite them right in their ass, in my opinion.
You can't be a bully when you're the biggest. I mean, you can try to be a bully when you're the biggest person in the room. But the thing is, it doesn't necessarily reflect well on you.
Right.
Look, man, I'm 6'6", and I'm gonna tell you, like most of the people I hang out with, we're just a tall bunch. We cannot run around acting like we gonna, mean mugging people, because me just being tall, motherfuckers is afraid of me. Just for me being 6'6", right?
No.
Nice dude. I don't fucking wild out. I mean, yeah, this is live.
That's right. I was waiting for it.
But I'm a silly dude. I don't try to intimidate anybody. But if I did,
dressed like the Aquaman though.
But if don't let me get out my orange trunks. My wife don't want to hear it. She be like, I hate when you wear them shits. I'll be like, I got my Aquaman on, boo.
We're all here on Twitter, and we see the sensitivity and everything. You can't say anything nowadays without sparking somebody's pushing their sensitivity button. They get so just butthurt now. Say anything. You can't joke with people.
Stop being butthurt. 2017.
But it shouldn't have been this big of a deal, because I mean, I would have understood if he was saying this about Hellblade, right? And he was like, "Oh, what's the game that came out? Heavenly Sword or whatever the fuck, some shit, right? It came out before that." So if he was like, "Oh, you like that game because you like Hellblade," and Hellblade's not on Xbox, then I can see people being like, "Oh, you salty and all this shit." But Destiny's on his platform, so it doesn't matter. He's gonna, Xbox is making money regardless. If it gets a better score, Xbox makes more money. It's even better, So I don't really see what the fucking issue is.
No, I don't either. But it is what it is. So yeah, but we're gonna move on, man. And Destiny. Now, there has been some issues. There has been some very positive feedback about Destiny. So I'm getting ready to ask the panel, give me the good and the bad, because it's been a mixed bag of both. We've heard great gameplay on one end. The story is amazing. But then on the other hand, we hear about microtransactions. Of course, in the beginning, there was that launch issue that not everybody could get in. Hearing a couple of problems about the Pro. That's really kind of minute. I was reading that on NeoGAF, but it was not everybody's being effective about the system. Well, the game is truly messing up in abundance on the Pro. But the microtransactions has really been a horrible thing, right? As a bad look for Activision and for Bungie. So I'm going to start off with you all day. Give me the good. Yeah, I'm starting with you. I'll give me the good and the bad. I don't even know if you're going to give me any bad, but give me them both. Let me hear what you got to say.
I don't know. The only bad thing I can really think of is the microcontent. I mean, it really is petty. You know what I mean? I mean, you were back in Destiny 1, you were able to, keep your shader permanently and switch it as you like, or earn more as you like and switch them out as you like. Now, basically, they're coming in package form with one-time use, and the problem is you're always getting constant armor. Your weapons are always changing constantly.
Is it one?
So that means
per item or per
item? Per
item. So you color the guns or something? Is that what you're saying?
So
no, it's for the suits and guns, right?
Well, I'm not.
It's for your armor and guns. Yeah.
I'm not as far as all day though. Okay. So explain to me. So if I want to do a full kit like arms, chest, legs, helmet, right? I have to I have to get 4 or 5 of the same shader on a random drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for this, so you got to pay for it. You got to buy it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get the exact.
Well, you can earn them, in the game without any cost, any charge, right? But the problem is if you plan on having a set, and you have to use that all the 5 for each piece, and your gun, if not the gun, your whole armor loadout, then that's it. You know what I mean? You can never, once you take it off, it's gone. You know what I mean?
The problem is the common ones drop all the time. I've got tons of common shaders, and that's no problem. But there might be that rare shader that's ultra badass, like we got in the first game, and you only got very few of those. And if you use them all for one outfit, and then you get a new pair of arms or a new pair of legs, and they're better than your last, you're screwed out of that shader. That's where it comes into play. And here's the thing. With those microtransactions, you can't even buy specific shaders. It's a mixed bag. It's like it's the luck of the gods that give you these.
And it wouldn't bother me as much, right? If some of the shaders that come already equipped or the default color of some of these armor pieces look better. You know what I mean? That's one of the issues I have. It's like, I mean, most of these colors look shitty. You know what I mean? That's why we use a shader to mask that ugliness. You know what I mean? But now you gotta pay for it. I mean, that's the Activision way. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's even remotely petty though. Like, you give a feature on a previous title, right? And you take away on another. That's any realistic customer that has that sort of experience in anything in life, gaming or whatever it may be, would be upset at that, right?
No, he's saying no. But all day he's saying what Activision is doing is petty.
Well, but he's not being petty though. I want to make sure that's clear. Like, from a consumer or as a player, that's not a petty thing to gripe about. That's a legitimate gripe,
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that this is my only complaint. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Hold on, before you say that, and what breaks it for me, what makes me upset is that with these characters that I'm playing with and spend a lot of time with and grow with, you know what I mean? You have a certain attachment rate to that character. You know what I mean? So I want him to look and be the way I want him to be, and if you're kind of taking that away from me, it kind of loses the immersion for me just a little bit. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can totally agree with that. Okay, Fonzarelli, you go ahead, and then I'll say what I have to say, and then.
Yeah, I agree with him about the shaders. It's a bad situation. Everything else, I don't have a problem with the microtransactions anywhere else because I don't pay for them, I don't use them, and they're not pay to win, so I don't care. So if people are going to spend their money on bullshit, skins and stuff, they do it on other games too. Go ahead and do it. But yeah, those shaders is kind of fucked up. But the good of the game, man, the campaign story is excellent. They actually put way more cutscenes, took way more time to develop characters, to make you feel for some of these characters, and to make you feel part of a real story this time. And my hat's off to Bungie for actually coming through with a good storied game here. They finally did it with Destiny. And I beat the campaign. It was phenomenal. In terms of...
Man, there's no life in it. It just came out it just came out what, Wednesday?
It's about that long though.
It's a 12-hour campaign, which is pretty good for a
solid though.
The game now it really opens up though. Once you beat the campaign and you get to the max level, That's when it really opens up and you start playing with other people, doing strikes, eventually raids. And that's where the game is. That's the bread and butter of Destiny. And that is what I'm looking forward to most, is creating new experiences with some same old friends and some new friends now here on Xbox. I can't wait to delve in with all day and people that want to play this game with me here on Xbox.
So, Fonz, did you buy it on multiple platforms or just one?
I'm going to have it on both PlayStation and Xbox. I haven't bought it on PlayStation yet. I went with Xbox first because I'm game sharing with my son.
Gotcha.
So. Okay, all right. Like I'm like, okay, then getting it for Xbox first. Now, come on, now, Fonzarelli, you can't let your PlayStation brethren down. You got to get it for them.
No, I have a badass crew on PlayStation, and that's the thing that I notice here in the Xbox community with Destiny. There is a lot of hate towards Destiny in this community, and I don't know why. But
of course,
I'm picking up so much like these hateful vibes for this game. You know, and when I look on my friends list, nobody's fucking playing it. There's like maybe a couple of them playing it, and that's it. And I'm like, what? Like, this game is huge. If I go to PlayStation, everybody's playing this game.
No, I've seen quite a few people playing it. Beginning of the week, I've seen quite a few people playing it, and it almost makes me want to get it, but I'm not buying the game. I refuse.
Here's hey, one thing, Kmega said he refused, right?
Yeah.
You need to elaborate on why you refuse.
Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you. You didn't like the first game because there was a lack of story.
Right.
All fixed here. That's all fixed. But if you didn't like the game because it was a loot grind, well, that's still all here too. So you're
no. I like the grind. I mean, that grinding is not the problem. It was the fact of the lack of story. What you tried to sell me on a bill of goods saying that this was an open world shooter, and it says it's something going down. And the fact that it wasn't an open world, it was an open world, and then also you had to buy DLC just to get a general story. That killed it for me. That absolutely killed it for me, because I did buy the rest of the story, but by the time that I did buy the rest of the DLC, everybody else was so far ahead, it wasn't really a point for me to buy it. So I wasted money.
Besides the main campaign mission too, there's lots of stuff they added into the worlds too. They added these adventures where you can go out into the world and find these little beacons on the ground and start an adventure. And it's basically like a mission for you to go and do. And then you'll come across like these secret tunnels and stuff, and they're called the lost sectors. And you go in there and you find treasure and stuff. So you're always constantly like having something to do. Even if you're alone, there's something to do within the world without just, running around doing patrols like in the first game. There's a lot to do here in this game, and that is an extra thing that I think that Bungie did for us that I'm so appreciative of. It's amazing. They really did a great job in 2.
Well, I'm happy that the people that enjoys it does it. The only thing I got to say, and then I'm going to move on to you, Lady Infamous, is this is my biggest problem with the microtransactions. Is for the people that paid the $100 for the game or more, because there's people that bought the collector's edition, things of that nature. And the only thing that I would ask or that should have happened, in my opinion, is that, okay, if you want to do microtransactions with the shaders or whatever that you want to do with the game, compensate the people that spent the most money on your product and give them, some reward, like maybe 5,000, 10,000 silver coins or whatever that they need to go ahead and get whatever shader that they want to. And after that money is gone, okay, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But let the player get familiar with that.
One more thing. I feel like if you did pay for a shader that specifically that you wanted, you should be able to keep that permanently. Period.
Right. That's the thing that I wanted to also include as well, is that if it was if you had the option to hold so many shaders, or if you paid the $100 or more for the game, that you should be able to keep whatever shaders that you want. So once you have a crew of people, y'all can all, be assorted the way that y'all want it to be. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I wanted to say. So Infamous, go ahead and give me what your thoughts on.
Before I put my thoughts on it, I want to give a shout out to Eric the Red 06 for the $2 donation.
Yes.
He says Ryan's eyeliner is running down his cheeks. Shout out.
Appreciate
Shout out
it.
to you, Eric.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And for me, I I bought the $100 digital deluxe. The reason why I bought the $100 digital deluxe because I wanted to get the best experience possible on Destiny 2. Because I felt like if I would have got on it, I mean, there's a lot of people that dislike the game because they got burned by the first one. Personally, I didn't get burnt because I got all my shit towards the end, and it was the cheapest. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What I don't like about Destiny 2 is if I bought the digital deluxe, it's supposed to be the game, expansion pack, 1 and 2, some premium content, and the emotes. I have to wait till level 20 and finish the campaign just to get my shit. Right, I don't think that's cool. I'm thinking, like, I don't know, it's just me. I always think that when you buy something that's a deluxe version or better, that you get content as soon as you get the game, not when I have to max out to get the stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But as far as the story mode, I'm enjoying Destiny 2. The story is not confusing like it was on the first one because I was a little like confused on the story and lost and not knowing where to go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With this game, it's all broken down in a simpler way for me. So if I want to do a main mission, I can go to a certain part of the map that's going to tell me blase main story mode. Or if I want to go to another planet and do an adventure, I can go to that planet, go to this part of the planet, and be like blah 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 adventures. You know what I mean? The public events are good as well. I did not see any while I was playing Destiny 1. And playing with friends is awesome. I mean, that's just a plus with me. I know I got people. I done made friends that I had never met before I played Destiny 2 that I played now and I became friends with. I hope that later down the road, it doesn't be like, okay, after expansion 2, I got to pay another $60 to get that shit. I just hope that if you got Destiny 1 and you don't want to play it, that's fine. That's all well and good. But if you a newbie like me, I'm enjoying it. I really am. I tell you what, I enjoyed Destiny 2 better than that Call of Duty World War II beta.
Woo!
And I'm not buying the digital deluxe.
You're not buying the Call of Duty?
I am, but not the digital deluxe.
Okay. What? I'll ask that question after. What about you? What about you, Triple Cup? What do you think about this whole Destiny situation?
I'm like you. I'm not really big on Destiny. I'm just happy for the people that like Destiny. You know, I'm glad they got that the HDR. That way we can hear people start whining and wondering and being concerned if that's going to have HDR. So we know that's going to have it. Call of Duty going to have it. I got a cousin. He loved Destiny. He been trying to talk me into getting the game for like the last couple of days. He was saying that they'd fixed everything. They'd changed everything. They got extra raids. They got hidden places that you can go to fight other bosses to get more loot. He's saying that it's a big. Now this one is complete open world. How the other one was open world, but this one here is like really open world. It's like it's alive. And he pretty much was, you know what I'm saying, he loved it. And you know what I'm saying, for all my people that love Destiny, you know what I'm saying, I got to salute y'all because, you know what I'm saying, that's a grind that I don't like to take.
He said, I just don't want to do it. Okay.
If people can grind on NBA 2K18 and people can grind on Madden and people can grind on Call of Duty, then ain't people that love Destiny ain't got no problem grinding for it.
If you can grind on Path of the Exile, you can grind on any damn thing. That's how I look at it. So it ain't about the grinding. What about you, Lon?
Yeah, to me, I bought the game. I had it for an hour, and I traded in for Madden. But it's not about the grind. It was like, I don't know, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. To me, it was like,
Hey, LiveWire, were you playing by yourself?
Yeah, but I just didn't care. To be honest, I just didn't care. I just played it.
It's a lonely world,
these guys, and you know, what I'll say is the production level high. You know, game mechanics great. Like there was no issue with the game. I just didn't find it interesting. You know, it's like almost like one of those people that you meet that's just like, oh, I didn't like The Matrix, or I didn't like Star Wars, or you might have somebody who's like a fan of like Star Wars, The Matrix, but he hated Blade Runner. You know, like for me, I usually like sci-fi. It's just like something about Destiny. I don't know, just like that. I mean, I don't know, but it's not the grind though. Because I mean, Path of Exiles is okay. You know, I enjoyed what I played of it. I wish I could move that motherfucking camera a little bit, but you know what I played was cool. But like I said, it ain't the grind, because if it was a game I really wanted to play, like say if Destiny wasn't fucking Destiny, it was I don't know, like what Anthem looks like. Anthem looks like some badass shit, and that's gonna be very similar to Destiny. But because I'm more intrigued in fucking Anthem than I am in Destiny, I'm going to give Anthem a hell of a way better shot than I, previously just gave Destiny. Just because there's something that spoke to me more so with looking at Anthem. It's like running around in a fucking Iron Man suit. This shit's fucking hot to me. I don't want to.
You can do the same thing as a Titan. You can run around like Iron Man.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Destiny feels like
it seems
the
like
Liberace version of Halo to me. It's like all about your boots and your shoes and shit and scarves.
I've heard LiveWires talk at length on his podcasts and stuff about Destiny and Destiny 2. And it sounds to me like every time I hear you talk about it, that like you have animosity against the game and Bungie in general. And I don't know why, but
it's not. I don't know, man. I just like it's little shit about the game I just don't like, and it just throws me off. You know what? I would equate it to
so
a lot of people.
I mean, did you play Destiny 1 or nah?
Yeah, I didn't own it, but I have the fucking 10-hour trial and shit. I played up to 5 hours of that shit.
So you didn't like it then, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't like it then, and I figured that I would.
Why did you buy it again?
Well, I didn't buy it. Well, this is the first time I bought it. The other one, it was just a trial. It looked interesting, but sometimes things look better than they are. Like I would equate it to.
I think you got a little alcohol in your system.
Oh, come on now, listen.
No, but what I'm saying is, all right. Look at it this way. I had 2 games, right? Yeah. I didn't buy Madden 17. I never buy Madden. Never buy Madden. And I didn't like the first Destiny, right? I didn't like Madden 17 like that. I thought it was I thought it was okay. But Madden 18,
any of your friends playing? Right? Are any of your friends playing Destiny on your list?
Yeah, there's a lot of people playing Destiny. That's another reason why I bought it, because I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of people playing it. I might want to play it.
And but that was my situation too. I was seeing so many people that was on there playing it. So I didn't, I you know what I'm saying? I don't know the friends that you have, Fonzarelli, on the Xbox, but there were a lot of people.
Yo, because that was playing it. The thing
is, curious.
I don't know. I think I got the wrong ones, bro. I got the wrong.
Yeah, you might need to check out my friends list because and try to get them in the clue.
I had at least. At launch, I had at least about 60 to 70 people on Destiny at once on my list. So,
because you know what it is? I remember when we got when Mortal Kombat X was on sale. Everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna play Mortal Kombat. Oh, this game is so great. This game is so this." And I'm not a fighting game fan, right? I like Killer Instinct, but obviously Mortal Kombat is the better looking game. But when you want me to sit down and play Mortal Kombat, I can't with that fighting system. I can't stand it. I swear to God, I can't stand it. Like, it's just fucking boring to me. Even with as great as the characters look, that I think Killer Instinct shits on it mechanic wise. I just rather play Killer Instinct, even though Mortal Kombat is the more complete game. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I get what he gets, because I feel the same way about Destiny. It's like it's the first part of the first Destiny is the thing that got to me, but it even goes further. Like I'm almost falling victim because of the hype, but then I have to revert back to the things that I know of the reason why the reasons why I said I wasn't going to get this game day one.
Yeah, that's what I was. I was juiced up on everybody else's hype. That's what I was.
Right.
Like everybody was so hyped for the game. I was like, oh shit, this shit gonna be crazy. And then I got it and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Oh my God, this shit is killing me. Because I don't care about the if I can't play it by myself, fuck. Right. Because my cousin's not gonna play that shit, because I know he's not gonna play that shit. That would be like pulling motherfucking teeth, put him in the headlock, like, you gonna play this shit with me. He's not going to do it.
I really have to start tuning into your solo podcast, man, because you're probably like one of the most interesting gamers I've ever heard of.
Damn, for sure.
Yeah, for checking them out.
No, for real. I'm being serious, man. No, I ain't even playing because it seems like he don't like nothing. I'm trying to figure out like, what kind of game.
Oh, you just made a friend.
Listen, I play a lot of shit, bro. A lot.
What do you like?
I like. Well, I'm loving fucking Sleeping Dogs right now, even though I've had it forever. That shit is hot. But my game right now is fucking Madden, man. That shit is butter.
Madden, the truth.
Madden is like, and I had to get baptized by Tax multiple times. I think I had
I whooped him.
Seven interceptions in the first quarter. It was something ugly, but I'm getting there, man. I'm starting to understand because I haven't played football in a long time. I didn't like the last game I bought. Madden game I bought was like Madden 06 because I didn't fuck with Madden after that 2K shit. But this is the Madden 18 is the closest shit to fucking how 2K15 was in my mind. You know, obviously 2K15, you play that shit right now, you'd be like, oh man, this is dog shit. But how the fundamentals were, I love the way this game is built.
So okay, but hold on. Let me go ahead and ask Don as well because he didn't get his take on this. Don, what are you thinking about Destiny? Are you going to get it? Are you on the fence of me and LiveWire and just saying and triple?
My wife bought it for me as a gift because she knew I played a lot of Destiny 1. In regards to that, so yes, I am playing it. I'm about, I would say, close to the end of the story, at least from what I can tell, like 2/3. In regards to that, the story is better. It's nothing like special, nothing earth-shaking, but it gets you grounded in the world finally of Destiny, and that was one of the biggest problems, right? Because you talk to somebody and there's no context. They're like, who the hell is this person? They don't mean anything, you know what I mean? And so they really are kind of focusing more or less on that. I don't expect it to be any deeper than that on the story, but we'll see where it goes. I played mini raids. I can't even tell you how many times I did World of Class when it was the only raid that was out at the time. So, you know, it's better than the first one, but there's one thing that constantly bugs me is basically the aim assist that they built into Destiny. It really, the game feels like Halo Reach with really heavy aim assist, and that's how the game feels to me. So it feels a little dated. It's not a bad game. It's a solid 7, I would call it that, but it's not like, I wouldn't stand on a soapbox and say it's for everybody. That's for sure.
It's not game of the year.
No,
because
not close.
you know, because while I was doing my little thing there, I noticed the enemies, and I'm like, are they like the same enemies from Destiny 1? Like, or maybe I'm not too deep in it yet.
There's some recycling that's going on there. But
yeah, there's some. Okay,
there's some new stuff going on too. So
yeah, that's like NBA
okay,
Live,
that's the word. There's some recycling, but at least it's not bad. Like, let me give an example: Resident Evil 7.
Or Rise on the Rome, right?
But their enemies were like basic, like 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that intro. Would you fight like the big head, little teeth motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Man, it's only like is it 2? It's like a jetpack motherfucker, the little ground bastards, and then the dudes that just appear out of the little fucking ball and shit. I got so tired of shooting those motherfuckers. Oh my god.
Hey, the Don was supposed to be the tie break, and he just kind of went neutral on us.
Well, neutral. I mean, like, there's times I liked Destiny 1. I thought it was one of the best games, some of the best experiences I've had this gen, right? But also it was some of the worst experiences I've had this gen. So it's really kind of Destiny 1 was a love-hate, right?
Right.
Going into Destiny 2, you learn things, right? So, like, when I'm done with the story missions, I am not going to bang my head against the wall on the grinding stuff. Like, I understand how the grind system works, so I'm not going to be constantly doing events or things over and over again, not getting anything and not understanding why, right? Yeah, I'm just going to kind of go with the flow when you do the raids and you get those super rare drops. Like, if I get something, I get something. But most of the time now I know what to expect. Most of the time, nothing.
John, have you played other MMOs before where it's RNG based?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
that's where Destiny that's what they do, right? They bring you into that sort of type of gameplay, right? It's MMO for people that are not MMO players. Like it's the way I kind of look at Destiny. It's one of those things. If you hated the first Destiny, you might like this one. Does that make sense? Like, there's a chance you may actually like it, but there's also, I would say, a 50-50 chance that you may not like this game.
Maybe if they let you build shit like Skyrim or some shit, that should be better.
It takes time, and like you have to invest some time into it. And I think I went in with a better expectation going into this one than I did the first one, right? Because I played a lot of the first one. I know what to expect, right? So my expectations were pretty low going into this, right? And they surprised me, and that's a good thing. And I'm going to play it. And it's going to be my rotation, but it's not going to be my main game. It's just something I'm going to rotate. Get the weeklies and the strikes out of the way, and then try to get good fresh crew when the raid drops. That we all go in not knowing what the raid is, and just learning how to work together as a crew. I look forward to that, but it's a fun game. It's just not for everybody.
Yeah, I just gotta say, it's game of the year for me, for sure.
Well, okay, well, it's just like Tekken. For me, Tekken is game of the year, but I know that Tekken is not the best game that's out this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's and so I can't. So for people that are fans of Destiny, I'm not knocking that you like Destiny, but don't try to shove it down my throat saying that I'm a fraud gamer because I don't prefer.
Well, then if there's people in your circle that's shoving it down your throat, calling you a fraud, then they don't need to be in your circle. They should respect the fact that you're not fucking with it.
Yeah, everybody's game of the year is going to be different. I think mine's going to be Cuphead.
If somebody told me, hey, I didn't like the first one at all, I would tell them, don't buy the second. Don't do it.
Yeah, see, I agree with Don on the fact like the mechanics feel good. The game, the grind was cool. I enjoyed it, even though I knew that it wasn't. When I found out early that it wasn't a open world type of game, it was the thing where it was like I could still dig it, but then it just turned into where I was playing other stuff, and then when I came back, everybody else was already off of it, or they were or they were already way past me. And so that was the problem.
The thing about the game is that if you're not fully invested into Destiny, you don't play constantly, you're going to get left behind. And when you get left behind, you're going to stop playing.
Right. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me.
It didn't take that much, though. Like, in retrospect, when you played Destiny, like, it really didn't take that much, right?
It did.
No.
If you just did Nightfalls and you did the strikes and maybe played 4 multiplayer matches,
I never did a
Nightfall.
I don't even know what that is.
You'd be fine. And honestly, I think Kmega, and forgive me if you end up buying it and you end up hating me for this, but I think Kmega is a good contestant for Destiny 2 because he's got ADD. He likes to jump over from one game to the other. I don't think you have to invest a ton into this. It's just something you can roll with your friends every once in a while. Does that make sense?
I disagree. I think you have to put a ton of time into Destiny to be, to
be the best.
For me, because the people I rolled with on PlayStation, they moved fast and they played constantly, and they would do the raids over even during the week after they've done them and they weren't getting no loot.
But that's the crew you rolled with, right? Like everyone's going to roll with a different crew, and it's going to take it at a different pace. And I think
that's what I can't get, man.
I think people are going to take this slower than. I mean, Mooch has been talking up Destiny this whole entire time, right? He's had it at launch. I got it 2 days afterwards, right? I'm in the same spot as Mooch is, right?
Right. Yeah.
So people are just going to take it at different paces. I think people know what to expect. Some people are going to rush to get the raid over with, or you be first or level up.
I think it's like looking at a drug addict, like watching somebody play Destiny. It's like when you're the person doing heroin, you're just looking for your next high, and that's like, I gotta play another raid. But when you're the person outside looking in, you're like, bro, you fucking strung out, homie.
Yeah, LiveWires, you're 100% right on that. It is kind of like that because you do get addicted to these MMO style games. A lot of people do.
Apparently, exactly that's what it is, man. Because when you just said they played it over and over, I said the same shit. They be like, yeah. I'm like, holy shit.
There's people
that's
that
an
roll
addiction.
3 of the same character, right? Just so they can transfer gear from one character to the other to level up faster, right?
There's guys.
There's
guys that I played with.
That's hardcore right there.
They soloed raids. Soloed.
I've done what is it? Croto's End with just 2, me and this guy. So I mean, like, you know, I played it. I just think that knowing what Destiny is now versus what it was before, right? People, I think, have a better grasp of it, and then some people are just going to take it at different paces than others. So I think Kmega is going to, if he wanted to, he can find the crew that he would roll with and be cool with, right?
Only if I get the game for free. If somebody wants to donate it to me, I'll play it. That's it. I'm not buying it. That's just what I'm doing. I'm not buying that game, man.
I can't knock you for that. My wife bought mine, right? So I mean,
yeah, I'm just not buying it. And like I said, I'm not knocking.
You've been kind of been on a free kick lately, right?
Well, you know what? Let me explain this to you though. Okay.
Yeah.
Path of the Exiles is like, you know, like Don was saying about my ADD or whatever. That game is a master. That's a man's game when it comes to grinding. Like, that game is the truth, and I can't stop playing it. It calls me. It's calling me right now, and it's so detailed for a free to play. And yeah, I went back and played Warframe. I haven't played Warframe since the launch of the Xbox One, and when I played that for maybe about half a week. And I was like, this free to play stuff is not for me because I never really got into it.
Strung out, Kmega. When you went, you was like, I need a hit from Path of Exiles, and then you turned around, you was on Warframe. I said, oh no, we got to go do an intervention.
Well, I going back to Warframe. Warframe's a whole nother animal, Jack. Like, I'm like, whoa, this game is fire. And of course, like, if the difference to me is that, you got to play. I mean, you got to pay for the microtransactions and whatever is free to play. But I really enjoyed playing it. I mean, there's all different types of modes on Warframe now. You know what I'm saying? That's very similar to Destiny, where you got like a Crucible. You got even a Horde mode. I did some Horde modes with some badass dudes, and that was fun.
Play anything close to Destiny, but not by Destiny.
No, I just wanted to try the game because I've had a couple of listeners to my channel has been telling me, hey man, you need to go ahead and try it. I'm telling you, Warframe is legit. I said, man, I played Warframe like almost 3 years ago, and I went ahead and I said, let me try it. You know what I'm saying? And then I did, and then I told 100 about it, and he got addicted to it. So, but the Path of the Exile is the truth. There is, that skill tree alone will make you cringe because it is so big.
You know what? I really thought that skill tree was big, but it's really not big, bro.
It's not.
And the reason why it's huge. No. It's me either. But when you find out, when you look at the map of that skill tree, that's for all the classes, not just one.
Well, okay, with my character,
you probably didn't realize it, but yeah, it's all the classes in one map.
No, I got it because I had to use dexterity and intelligence and other things to use other weapons. See what, like 100, he's over here just playing with the guy with the bow and arrow, and he's enhancing them. What I'm doing with my guy, I'm having him use multiple weapons. And now I'm finna move him on to get to where he can use the magic, the wand as well. So he's already can work with 3 weapons.
Explain to me how the microtransactions work in that game.
Okay, well, the microtransactions with this is that, okay, well, you can just play and keep playing, and you can upgrade your stuff without paying for anything. For the microtransaction aspect of it is where you want to buy new special armor. Like, it's kind of like support support the developer. We got this very cool armor that maybe you can get later on down the line, but or it's exclusive to when you pay for whatever. Like, you can buy animals and stuff. It's a lot. It reminds me a lot of Morrowind.
But is it
if you guys
like play to win, or the cosmetic only, or
it's cosmetic with some extra little features to it, but it doesn't affect it doesn't affect the gameplay for anybody else. Like, if you are because there's so many enemies that come out, and then like if you're playing with multiple people, which I have done, it gets to a point to where the game is so savage. It's like, goddamn, you need all the help you can get. So it doesn't matter what kind of armor that you have, if you even the highest level. So it balances itself out absolutely perfect. And the one
you can be you can still be effective without spending a dime.
Yeah, you could be affected without spending a dime, because I haven't. Only thing that I spent on it was only thing I spent was like $10, and that was that was to have a cosmetic look on my sword. I got like this blood dripping off of it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It looked pretty dope. But I do want this one. I do want this this one armor. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, you can buy the coins, and it's kind of similar to Warframe. If anybody's played Warframe, that has the microtransactions on Warframe, to me, is a little bit more shady, but I think Path of Exiles does a good job of like, look, if you just want to grind, play the game, you can just play the game, and you don't have to worry about paying a damn cent. You just enjoy the game for what it is. So, you know, I enjoy it. But so, you know what I'm saying, but yeah. Seeing this, appreciate it. Gray's take. You know what I'm saying, for the $5 or whatever for the crew. You know what I'm saying, but it's you know what I'm saying. He's like, it's a much better experience. It's Path of the Exile is the truth. Now I see why Mikey Barra plays the hell out of it. And yes, I got Diablo, and I also got the added version of the added Necromancer stuff to Diablo, and that is fun. But Path of the Exile is a much better game. It has a better story. It's much more detailed. It's the places that I've gone is totally different. It doesn't look all the same. And
I mean, you kind of expect that. You would want it to be better due to the fact it came out. What? How long did it come out? What? 2014? Yeah,
true. But the Path of the Exile has been out for a little while itself on PC. So, you know. But I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It came out 2013. But I mean, Diablo 3 is still good, man.
Yeah. So, Triple Cup, do you got anything to say about this? Anything or whatever?
Nah, I mean, I'm pretty much in that same boat with y'all.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's move on to the next topic. See, I've been wanting to try to get through all the topics, but I know that we can't because we got to stay on Destiny all damn day. Anyway. All right, let's go on to we were just talking about it earlier, and we was talking about the gameplay aspect of it, of the journalists. Now, is gaming journalists, that can't play games, should we trust their reviews? So I'm gonna. This is
no, man.
Just jump in. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? I say hell no. After seeing that Cuphead shit, I watched Fonzarelli's video. I seen somebody else made a video about it as well. That was atrocious. Like you can't tell me that somebody would actually talk about a platformer or any type of game and give a review playing that sorry. That was, you know what I'm saying? A 10-year-old kid can play better than that.
Man, I was fucked up, and I was looking at that shit, and it made me get sober. I mean, that was piss, poor, pathetic, garbage. How many more words you could put in between to say that was sad? I mean, I don't know. That was like torture. Like when you in school and the teacher just scratched the board and that sound. That's what it was. And to see somebody like him talk about a game journalist, Dean Takahashi, or whatever, however you say his name, if I think I pronounced it right, but to see how he was playing this game, I mean, I could see if it see he messed up once or twice, but the way he was doing it was like, it's kind of hard to explain. But how you have a little child and he playing the game, you're like, no, you got to jump over here to jump over there.
Yeah,
they be like, oh, I get it. Like he felt like a toddler playing this game, and then the way he did it to Cuphead, out of all games, he made Cuphead look bad. But hold up, hey, no, I ain't trying to go too far off subject, but you know how like what it was like about 2 weeks ago when they was at Gamescom, and they was talking about the girl that she didn't know how to play Crackdown, and how everybody was talking bad about her.
I was just gonna say that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They making my game look bad like that. That's messed up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man.
I mean, it's like this. If you're a food critic, you have to be knowledgeable in the culinary arts of some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? And that goes with gaming journalism. You know what I mean? You have to have some kind of skills, because writing an essay ain't gonna cut it if you ain't physically playing the game, taking a time out, and doing your proper research.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That'd be like being a wine taster and you just drink straight from the bottle. You'd be like, damn, you ain't poured it in the cup. You ain't swig the shit around. You ain't
a sommelier. A sommelier. That's a wine expert.
That shit. Like, yeah, give me straight to the head.
Talk about
I ain't gonna trust nobody who just be on Taco Baka. A sommelier know his shit. He gonna know the difference between garbage wine and good quality shit, and that goes well with gaming journalism. I know what the difference between somebody who genuinely likes the games versus somebody who just bullshit. You know what I mean? And mostly the real gaming journalism is us. You know what I mean? Us as a community. You know, not the IGNs or the machinimas or the game spots or anything like that. Us like us. You know what I mean? The one that take the time out to play the game, the ones that spend the money, the one who advise us on the shit. You feel me? So that piece with Cuphead, if you can't go through that, man, you can't tell me shit about no games.
Right, and that's, to me, is the troublesome part. I've said this before, where I feel that reviewers should review games of their strength. If they are a sports game, if they're a sports gamer, then they should just primarily give reviews for sports games. If they're fighting fans, or if they're into RPGs, whatever, let those people do their due diligence and come out and give a proper review, because they are experienced in that type of genre.
It's like Kmega doing a review of Destiny.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
All the Destiny fans listen to it and be like, oh, man, really? Can we get some?
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
They would try to find you and burn your house down and shit.
Yeah, I know. But this goes back to, okay, like I made a video, and I'm not trying to bring up, I know I bring up Persona every damn time, but this ain't about Persona.
Oh, shit.
Nope, I'm not. This is about the video that I made talking about the journalism aspect of it, because they were bringing up the fact that they that there were people on that panel that never played a Japanese RPG, or they never played a Persona before, or they never played, even Final Fantasy. And that, to me, was the biggest crime out of all of that, because even the guy admitted that from GameSpot that he had a guy that did a review of a Final Fantasy game, and he never had any experience playing RPG JRPG at all, or any Final Fantasy, and he had to review that game, and so he gave it a 7 out of 10. And that, to me, was just a lazy score, because of course he's going to go the easy route and say, well, it's an average game, you should go give it a try. You see what I'm saying? That's what's the problem here. So what do you think about this, Don? Where are you at on this?
Man, here's my thing. It's like, journalisms have customers. They keep acting like they don't have customers, right? The customers are the gamers that go to their sites, right? And if you can't treat them with the decency to be able to be relatable in any sort of way by being a gamer, that's a fail. Now, I heard also the other argument was, well, all you have to do is have a journalism degree. Okay, last time I checked, to get a journalism degree, it's required to be able to read. Right? And the tutorial has it in black and white right in front of him what to do, right? And he couldn't figure it out for what is it, like 3 to 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he tries to, do whatever his spin is because you feel like he's under attack and that sort of thing.
He should be under attack. But
that's his customers. His customers are upset with him. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. I think there's a disconnect there. Like, you can't just call everybody that when you do something off, you can't just call them a fanboy, right? You can't just have that cop out. You have to recognize those are your customers, right? And you have to roll with it. Either you apologize to the customer or you don't give them much weight. You just kind of move on. You don't really constantly try to defend something that, well, you're in the wrong, right? So, I mean, and journalism keeps going, at least like the IGNs and the GameSpots, these sort of bigger outlets, right? If they keep going down this route, I've already predicted, I don't think they're going to be, one of these guys is going to be gone in the next couple of years, right?
I agree.
But, if you can't play the game, guess what? The consumer that's looking for a review is going to go to somebody that can, right? So you are in competition with people that are competent gamers. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you can give an opinion that's relatable that they can understand and see if it's a good purchase for them or not. So, I really think, it's sad for anything in the industry that kind of takes such a wrong route, right? But, it is what it is, and you know, I don't think you have to like shame the person, but the same token, he doesn't get a pass. You know what I mean?
No, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Anybody else want to touch on this? I mean, all day.
I mean, if yeah, honestly, bro, if I'm a mechanic and I can't change a fucking tire, I don't need to be working there.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? Right. I mean, you have to be somewhat competent in the game to give a proper judgment or review, or I mean, impression. That's different to me. You know, you can just never play the game and have an opinion on it, right? But if you can't jump over a fucking log, then it's just bad, bro. Like, it's just bad. Like, what have you been doing your whole life? Like, just I mean, my only thing, I really think that his father owns the building that he works in, bro. Honestly.
Man, you might be right.
Like, you sitting there, he was like, man, I can't jump for shit. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, dude, you're pressing X. The jump button is A. What? Like, oh,
and yeah, and me being the king of the A button, I kept on screaming, hit that damn A button, please.
I mean, I can't say lattes and cappuccinos and chai tea lattes if I don't know my knowledge about it. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
But you know, there's, you know, it's back to Dave's point. Like, you know, a job, you're trained, right?
Yeah. And
before they let you go, right? You understand the subject matter, right? And you're capable, right? He's on his own. Like, just send him to places.
Oh shit, they're coming.
He's representing that company when he's there, right? Like,
what the hell?
Well, that's LiveWire, man.
Listen, man, I live by the police station.
You can't swim away from those guys.
Sending going after them DACA immigrants. Anyway, go ahead, man.
No, but like, he's on his own and he's representing, you know, this company, right? Like, that's not. It should be okay. Like, if I came back to work and that was my gameplay, and if I was a journalist, I would expect to start sending my resume out. Like, that should be my expectation. And I'm not trying to throw shade at the guy, but that should be your expectation. You're unable to perform a basic function, and everything you're doing is probably in question. I wouldn't be surprised if his job's not on the line right now.
Well, it should. I'm not, you know, and I'm not the person to say. And you know, I want people to be private.
I really hope that a lot of journalists see this in companies and try to have some more filter system, or some start testing the credentials out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It should be an eye opener, man.
Yeah, it seems like, you know what I'm saying, the journalism groups now are more of a fraternity, and they all stick together instead of them actually being, you know, just gaming journalists. I don't understand it. I understand that you guys may, you know, come into, you know, communications about certain things, especially when you go to E3 or other different functions. But to me, it's kind of like, if I was a journalist and I seen that, I'm calling that out. Like, this is not what gaming journalism is about. Especially if I'm writing articles about games, and especially about that game in particular, because let's say that nobody ever seen that, and that guy had to do a review on Cuphead, and he gave Cuphead a bad rating because he didn't know how to play it. That's kind of like some of the things that I'm looking at right now. You see what I'm saying?
No one's expecting these guys to be like esport professional gamers, right? No one's doing that, right?
Right.
But I would say a reasonable expectation is be able to get halfway through a game. Halfway through a game before you give me an opinion. Like, right now, like, if you ask me to score Destiny, I would give it a 7. But I would say that's not a complete answer, because there's more to the game I just simply haven't experienced, right?
Right.
So you would at least expect a reviewer to be able to be competent enough to make at least halfway through a game, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's Cuphead.
Yeah, because Don, if you're sitting there watching the game and you say you kind of have mixed emotions or feelings about that product you intend to purchase, then you hopping over a log for 20 minutes or trying to is not giving the best representation of the purchase you want to invest in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The upside is, I mean, the media's been under fire, I think, this whole generation to a certain degree, at least from Xbox guys. And, I think people are just kind of finally open their eyes, regardless of what platform they prefer or anything like that, of what's really going on here. And this just sheds more light. And they're not trying to hide it anymore, right? Like, they're not it's for the consumer to decide if they're not for you or not. But I think a lot of people are on the way out and they're looking for alternatives.
Yeah, especially like Ryan McCaffrey. I really do think that he's going to go elsewhere. He's going to leave IGN, or he's going to do something different.
I mean, I sent you
his frustration level is very high.
So me and Kmega, I sent Kmega a text of, I felt bad with the reason why Ryan took a picture of his shelf, and I'm going to kind of leave that out of it, right?
Right, that was.
But you took a picture of his shelf, right? Because we're always trying to figure out what's the deal with this guy, right? He said he's Xbox, but he doesn't seem like it, and that sort of thing. You look at his shelf, and this doesn't account for any digital games he has or anything like that. Most of his games were PS4 and 360 titles. Very few of them were Xbox One, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he touts himself as the Xbox One ambassador, right? The Xbox ambassador, right? And you look at that and you're like, well, now it makes a little more sense. So he just fell out of love, at least from that perspective, right?
Right. Right, and that's really unfortunate. I before I move on, do anybody else want to say anything about the situation? Woo! All right, let's go. All right, okay, let's try to get to the lightning round because there's still more topics to talk about, plenty. All right, now one that was in particular, I wanted to make it kind of the first thing, but then this whole Ryan McCaffrey situation and Mikey Barr stuff was kind of like the bigger story. But okay, there was an article on DualShockers that came out, and there was a guy that was basically saying that he was going to go with the Xbox One X instead of buying a PC. And of course, there were people that went into uproar. This is fake news. This is garbage. There's no way. This is just call this man every name in the book. And this is something that I've been saying for a very long time, that for people out here that work, that are older, or they don't have to necessarily be older, but if they're working, if they're busy, they got other things they got to do. What the Xbox One X gives is simplicity. You know what I'm saying? That plug and play aspect of it is a big thing, and especially it's as powerful as the console is supposed to be advertised to be. That's going to attract a lot of people, even if they already have a PC, because of the fact that they have to pay a lot of money to enhance it. We never said, I don't think anybody that's said that you can't get a PC that will blow away the Xbox One X. I've never said that. We know that you can, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. Well, what I want to ask the panel, what do you think is the difference? Because, okay, the ease in the consoles versus, more PC hands-on. You know what I'm saying? What is it that you think that people might gravitate to more? You know what I'm saying? Especially now these days when people are more quick they want it right now. They want it quick and fast. So I'm going to go to you about this, Livewire. What do you think? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Does the Xbox One X really have a chance to really kind of take away some PC gamers because of the ease, the simplicity of it?
Yeah, some. I don't think. Look, this is the way I look at it. Anybody who's really trying to build a PC, the Xbox One X isn't going to convince them not to. They've already made up their mind that they want to build a PC, right? But anybody who's just looking for a better gaming experience, then that's who the Xbox One X will appeal to. Like a lot of PC guys want to say, well, the X is $500. You could just build a PC around the same price. Yeah, you could, but why would you? Most people that are really trying to build a PC, they're not trying to build at the bare bones. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, that's like going 4K, but you going be like, yo, I really want to go 4K. But instead of investing the money into a 4K TV that's going to last you a long time, you're trying to invest in some shit that came out 4 years ago. I don't see the point in that. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe, and that's one of the reasons why I never really was interested in going to PC gaming. Because look, my uncle is a PC. He's not necessarily a PC gamer, but he's a PC junkie. Like, he wants to upgrade his PC just to fucking look at Facebook and shit. Like, this shit is ridiculous. Like, getting fucking graphics card. I'm like, yo, Uncle Howard, what the fuck, yo? What you got all this shit for? He's like, oh, I'm building another PC. He builds like a PC every other year. This shit is ridiculous. you know. But like for us, I mean, the non PC crowd, the X is more than what we even probably could think of right now. This is probably what we thought the generation would have started with at the beginning anyway.
Right.
You know, with the as far as the graphics and shit. And I know a lot of people be like, what about the frame rates? Well, guess what? To be honest, this is the first generation I ever thought about frame rates or resolution. I'm just going to keep it 100. I never was one of those people that was like, oh, what about frame rates and resolution? I just was like, well, do the game looks better? Cool. That's what I want. That's all I really cared about. Does the game look better?
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And that was another thing. Like that guy was saying that he could make a new PC. He was leaning towards getting the PC. Was building his own PC, but his friend stopped him because he was telling him, look, you got to, like you saying what your uncle do, you got to constantly upgrade. You have to, you have to worry about heating issues. Something that I was getting ripped for last week on the multiplayer, when I was talking to another PC guy, when I was getting started to build my PC, was that I have to watch out for, which kind of chip that you want to put in your PC, because it can run extra hot. Like when I said I was going to go with the AMD brand chip, there were people that were telling me, you're going to cook a pizza on it because it's going to get so hot, so you better think about getting a coolant system for it. And I was like, oh, okay. What? And then there's paste and everything. And that was exactly what that guy was saying in DualShockers, was the same thing. And then the main thing was the simplicity, because of how much work that you have to put into your gaming PC. And there's nothing wrong with it if you got the time. But a lot of people these days don't have a lot of time. So what is your thought process on this, Triple Cup? What do you think?
I mean, pretty much the same as you. Like a person that have the time to do it, that's almost like playing the game by making the gaming system, you know what I'm saying, for the people that like doing PCs. But like, you know what I'm saying, let's say a casual person, I always say, like, if a casual person go to make a PC and you tell them, like, okay, this PC might not run all PC games, they're going to second guess the whole concept of building a PC, because they got to second guess the concept of, will this game work on my PC or not? So even though you could say Xbox going for like the Xbox on fed to the Xbox S to the Xbox X, you know what I'm saying? It's like taking steps and upgrading. But one thing, when you go to the store and you go pick up a game that say Xbox One on it, it's going to work on all three systems. But when you got a PC, the CPU or the GPU, might be strong enough to work on this game that you just purchased. So now you got to go upgrade some parts on your PC. It's so much of a hassle. But you know what I'm saying, for the people that like this type of things, and you know what I'm saying, this is a hobby that they invested in, they like doing, that's cool for them. But for like a casual gamer that just want a game, go get a console.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. What about you, All Day? What do you think about this? Is he there?
I said what more on PC.
Oh no, yeah, don't say. What about what did you think about this?
Like I said, I mean, the console is plug and play, it's accessible. You know what I mean? It will have an appeal to people who don't want to invest in, the PC market. I would say the PC will give you the bang for your buck if you're willing to put the money in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just all depends on your financial situation. $500 playing at 4K is appealing to someone who wants better fidelity out their games, you know what I mean, without spending $750, $850. It all depends on the money, you know what I mean. But right. Xbox One X is a good option if you're thinking about gaming in 4K or whatever, you know what I mean. It's just it's all subjective, you know what I mean. But I don't know, man. PC, I feel like the longevity of PC, once you do put the money in, it does have a little bit longer lifespan.
Oh yeah. No, that part is definitely true. Yeah, if you spend the money to build your PC, you will have a lot. Well, if you get the right components, you know what I'm saying, you can. Right. Yeah, you can keep it going. But the way that the PC community is in a lot of ways is that they come after others if their PC isn't up to snuff, and really it comes out to maybe there's a lot of people wolfing tickets, because there's other people that don't even have PCs talking trash. But yeah, it's that's what that dude was saying, and DualShockers was saying, look, you got to keep up with the Joneses if you really want to have the best high-end stuff. So, you know what I'm saying. So, Don, what do you think about this?
I think it's hard to sum up PC gamers in like one or two categories, right? They're just a huge mixed bag, right? And the other weird thing is PC is more accessible, I think, than it ever has been for PC gamers. And then the same token, if you look at consoles, now we have iterative consoles, so some of the similar advantages you have on the console side of things, not the quite same form factor, right? But it's there. I think it's going to sway people. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the standard Xbox and the standard PlayStation sway people from PC. I don't see how an iterative console won't. And I think some people, at the same token, were like, well, it's also going to equally push them away too, right? And there's, you know what? I'll just go over to PC because of X, Y, and Z, right? They're already like 2/3 of the way there. They just need to buy a graphic card or something like that, right? So, hey, I just think it's, at the end of the day, as much as they're going to take away from the PC, they're going to lose to the PC. And PC and consoles need each other. They really do.
Right.
And I've always said this, that like PC gamers subsidize the future cost of our new consoles, right? Them buying a $500 graphic card or up, right, are subsidizing the future technology we're going to be playing with, right? And then the same token, the consoles, as they raise in quality, right, that raises the minimum spec on PC, right, which drives that market even more. So they constantly help each other out. It's always kind of weird that people kind of pin those two together against one another, because they really do help each other.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I mean, I think a lot of PC guys don't really understand that aspect, because at one time, just in the last generation, PC was beneath the consoles, behind the 360 and the PlayStation 3, and then all of a sudden that
was weird. That was a weird generation, because I think it was kind of outrageous to buy a $500 graphic card at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where the 360 and the PlayStation 4 were kind of at the time, as far as performance for your bang for your buck, right?
Mm-hmm.
In comparison. On the PC side of things, and what's funny now, what's changed on the PC in the last 10 years, right, is the glass ceiling is raised up, right? People are willing to spend $1,000 on a graphic card. Not a lot of them, but there are people willing to do it, right?
Right.
Multiple of them, right? So that landscape has changed on the PC, right? Where that glass ceiling has been raised quite a bit, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people get into the weird space of where they try to compare the two, and it's still the same sort of comparison, but the glass ceiling has been raised on PC, what you can do from a consumer level. So.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think they both benefit one another. I think that if, I got a gaming PC, and, the Xbox One X I'm more of a console guy. So I'm more excited about the One X. And the one thing that the One X does for me is that I can wait until things get cheaper for things that I want to enhance my gaming PC, for, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because I game on my gaming PC, but I game on my console more. So, it's, to me, it's a no-brainer, and for whoever else. So it's just one of them things where I just wanted to ask that question. All right, man, let's keep it moving. Okay, parity. Oh, let me make this one last point. Another thing with PC that to me is still far behind is the customer service aspect of it. Okay, Nier Automata. It looks great on PC. I was going to buy it on PC first, but I went ahead and got it on my PS4. That game runs fine. It's really buggy, and it has a lot of issues on PC. And 6 months in, there has been no patch. And the reason why is because it was made by a third-party developer. And normally when these games get made if they're made for the console and they get made on the PC, it's usually from a third-party developer, and then they kind of don't have to face the brunt of the public because they were just an outside entity working on the game, and then it kind of leaves those games in limbo not to get fixed, just like Watch Dogs, just like the Batman Arkham Knight. So it's kind of, what I'm saying, that's the one thing that's also a problem with PC. But anyway, parity. Now, I know that you guys heard about this with this one game. That game is called what is it called? Something Raiders. What is that game called? Raiders of the Broken Planet. It looks like Lost Planet. You know what I'm saying? By the way the game move and everything. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer or whatever, but they're going to make a PlayStation Pro version, 1080p 60. I believe that's what it's going to be, and they're going to do the Xbox One X version at the same. Even though that the Xbox One X is more powerful, they're still gonna they decide that they're just going to keep it the same. Do you think that's right? Just anybody who's going to interject on that. I think it's not. Me personally, I think if you got a more powerful system, even when the PlayStation 4 was doing things that had more power at its point in time, look, show us what that system can do. Don't hold back.
This is one of those things I would say competition drives all this. You know what I mean? So when you're not willing to put forth the effort on the newest and latest features, right? That kind of speaks volumes to your game and just in general, right? So you're going to be compared to other games that are putting forth the effort in regards to that. So I think it's a bad move from their perspective in regards to that. It's still not going to be the same. The anti-aliasing is going to be different on the X. Texture filtering by just a basic standard is going to be better on the X. And for the most part, that's where you're going to see a visual difference. So you still see a small visual difference between the two. But at the end of the day, they're shortchanging themselves more than anything else.
I agree. I agree with that. Anybody else want to interject on that? Guess not. All right, cool.
Are we the only ones here?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe everybody went to sleep. I have no idea.
No, I mean, you're going to see this happen with more than one developer. I mean,
but is that fair though?
I mean, it's not fair, but I mean, it's their game, it's their time and effort and work they want to put in. If they choose not to and keep it, the same across the board, then hey, man, that's just their work ethic.
What if this was opposite? What if the PlayStation Pro was the more powerful system? Do you think that there would be different results?
No, it's all on developer, man.
I mean, we already seen those results from already when they were already touting the 1080p, compared to 720p. I mean, these were developers that were coming out and saying this.
Not all developers are going to take advantage of the X, man, or they're going to choose, yes or no. It's not going to be like we have to make it better over here because we have more wiggle room. No, some people just won't give a fuck.
Yeah, lower tier developers might not, do much,
or have the talent too.
Or some may not even, you know what I mean too. That's another big thing. So like they're basically doing a last minute. They're on a deadline. A lot of times people forget that, right? So when you have a deadline, you have to squeeze as much as you possibly can in that game before it releases, and it just may not line up for them. They may be a couple tiers down on getting a dev kit because they're a smaller team, lesser known, those sort of things. So. There's a lot of factors that come into this sort of stuff. You'll see less of it, I think, this time next year. And I would say you'll see more pro support as well, because the pro doesn't really have a lot of support. It has about half the library is what the X has at launch.
Well, just like the announcement of The Witcher 3 that's going to get 4K enhancements for the PlayStation Pro, which is a really good thing as well.
In some of these devs, so let's say this particular dev, right? They may get a second win, right? They may go, you know what? Maybe we should do an X patch. Let's say the X does well, leading all the way from the holiday season into February. They're like, damn, we can get some extra attention on this if we do a patch. And for them, that would be enough time. It's minimal abrasive effort they'll have to do in order to do that. And the end result is now their game's relevant again. You know what I mean? So I think some of these teams are kind of looking at it that way, as well. So.
All right. Cool. All right, and then we're going to we're about to get ready to start wrapping it up. So let's get on to the crazy stories. And the one story all day, I guess, unless you got a question of the week, I don't think that you came up with one, or did you?
No, I didn't come up with a question this week, man.
Okay, all right. Well, the Malaysian government blocked access to Steam over a indie fighting game. Now, did any of you guys see what game this was?
No.
Oh man, this is wild. It's called Fight of the Gods.
And he was punching him with a brick.
And what caused this uproar in Malaysia was with the Malaysian government was it was Jesus Christ fighting against Buddha. And in the trailer, wow, man, let me tell you,
that's amazing.
It's wild, right? So they show it starts off and it shows it's saying, you know, I'm coming back, I'm returning, and I'm returning, and you know, for you with my love and in the name of peace. And it's Jesus Christ, and he's on a cross. Then he breaks off the cross, and part of the cross is on his hands. And then next thing you know, he's starting to beating the dog shit out of Buddha. Like he's doing special moves. He's fighting like Fei Long, right? And like Buddha can't even do like his special moves and not. And I'm like, what am I watching? Like, this is wild. And so like the name of the game is called Fight of the Gods. It's got all different type of gods from from Greek mythology on down, from Jesus Christ to Buddha. I don't know if there's a Muhammad or if there's an Allah, but there are all different types of gods. And so the Malaysian girl said, no, Jack, we ain't having this type of shit popping off. We're gonna have to shut you down, Steam. So people that still have Steam games, they can play them, but they can't buy any games off of Steam for I don't know however long. But what do you guys think about this? Is this a little bit too much? Is this over the top?
Yeah, that's really OP right there.
I think they threaten on hot water right now, bro. That's like playing a terrorist simulator, man. It's gonna. I don't know, man. It just seemed like I wouldn't even fuck with religion in a fighting game whatsoever. Like,
no, and it's. I mean, like the game's only $8. I mean, it's on Steam. I looked it up just to see for myself, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And it's really serious. And then on top of that, I don't know if Malaysians are more into Christianity or more into Buddhism. I think that they would go more Buddhism, but that's another. You would think that you would have different type of gods beating up, different gods in order for you to sell your game. So I believe that Buddha should have been beating up Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But they had Jesus Buddha was getting that work. Like Jesus was going in, punching them, kicking them, did some kind of special beam and coming from the heavens. It was crazy. You got to watch the trailer.
Dude, I was just watching the gameplay right now. That is pretty funny.
It is crazy. And
it's shit.
It's so sacrilegious. So if you guys want to go check it out, it's called Fight of the Gods. It's a Steam game. If you're interested in that type of stuff, go ahead. I love fighting games, but this is a fighting game that I'm not going to do. And then another thing, all day, you know what? This was funny. Okay. South Park, the difficulty.
No, that shit was funny.
I'm not even mad at that. But if anybody don't know, South Park has the new South Park of the was it Fractured of the Whole? It's Sexual Butthole. Yeah, okay, but
Fractured Butthole.
That's what I said. Sexual Butthole.
So you said snatched butthole. I was like,
no, that's a fractured butthole. The thing about it is that okay, they have a difficulty setting, and it starts off from being white, and then the highest difficulty is black. So I'm not even mad at that. I was rolling. So you know what I'm saying. This game got my purchase just because the people from South Park don't give a damn anyway.
There's funny. Anybody can get 6 different shades too, right? Like it wasn't just like white.
So like if you kind of like a brown guy, Hispanic guy, you would be kind of in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So they had like all these it was like a 5 layers of difficulty, and they just had this spread. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious, man. I don't know, man. That you got to give it to them. Like they push the boundaries, and it might be offensive to some. I don't know why it would be, because it's a video game, and you follow stuff. Yeah,
everybody likes the Dave Chappelle show, right? All right.
And then in South Park, anybody can get it. You should feel offended if they don't talk about you.
Right.
Talk about everybody, anything.
Right. But there'll be some people out here that'll say Fight of the Gods. It shouldn't offend anybody. I mean, it's a video game. So I don't know. I feel a certain way. I feel a certain way about it.
I got a question. This is just completely off topic, but has anybody played NBA 2K18 Prelude?
Yeah, that's what we were going to get to that before we get ready to get out of here, man.
Oh, you were? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get. Yeah, we're going to get into that. I just want to bring up one other thing before that, and that was what was that? It was oh yeah, the Switch. The Switch. The great mighty Switch. It is getting NBA 2K18, which is fantastic for the Switch fans out there. But the problem is that the game is too big for the actual system to run, so you need a SD card. From what I was hearing in a video from the Know yesterday, and therefore you're going to have to spend extra money to get SD cards if you haven't already got it, which is kind of ridiculous to think about because I don't know how much the SD cards run, but to buy that and then to get a video game on top of that, I mean, like, is Nintendo winning behind that, or is this what's going to put them in a bad position?
Nah, I mean, due to the fact that it's a cartridge-based console, so you based off, I forgot how much the internal has. I think it's 32. I don't remember, but I mean, these games are 50 to 60 gigs. You know what I mean? That we download. So you would kind of go investing into the Switch. You would kind of already figure you'd be spending money on the SD card anyway. So it would only lead down this path anyway for future games too. So I'm not surprised. SD cards are not expensive, so you can find some cheap ones.
Well, see, I don't know how much SD cards are. How much do they run? Like, are they 10, 20, 25
like a 64 gig, probably like 25 to 30 bucks for like a 64.
Yeah, but what about her mama? She bought a game for her kids, and she'd have bought them let's say for like Christmas, right? She bought a Switch for him for Christmas, and he opened it up, and she buy him 2K because that's what he been asking for. But she don't know to go buy him no XD card, and he get the game and try to play it. Then she'd have
that's the retailers, man. The retailer should let her know. You know what I mean? Just like back in the day with PS2. Yeah.
GameStop ain't even tell about pre-order for the Xbox X on the day that we was pre-ordering. So you can't trust.
Hey, but I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I've ran into a lot of situations where, I mean, a few generations ago, when somebody would buy a game and they would always recommend, do you have a memory card or do you need one? Like, there's just kind of, it goes hand in hand with your purchase. You know what I mean? If you don't have one already.
Right. That was the good old days.
That was, yeah.
I miss them days.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm cool with what's saying with.
I'm talking about like how the customer service and how like GameStops and the media used to be.
I was gonna say I don't have a problem with external hard drives. I think that was brilliant because I've got as many games that I got on my PlayStation and on my Xbox. Just paying a little bit and you don't have to worry. You can always, take those games out and then put in a new one if you already full. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the SD card thing is a trip to me because they should have known that these games were already going to be big. And that kind of goes back to what Zaire was talking about like, while a lot of third party is not probably going to be bringing their type of games to the Switch. If they do, they'll probably be really downgraded versions of them.
What is it? NBA? The NBA game you're referring to? It's not even a port. It's like a slightly different variant entirely.
Right.
Like, it's almost its own game built specifically for that console. I mean, what was Nintendo gonna do, right? You either shove a bunch of internal memory into the system, right? And then how expensive would that Switch be, right, at release? Or you use a disc format, but the problem with disc format, that drains your batteries, right? So there really is no good solution for what they were trying to do outside of what they've done in regards to that. And it should be one of those things like if you buy a portable, it's called a portable system that you can dock, right? I think people are used to buying those sort of accessories, if you know what I mean.
No, I mean, that's fine. I mean, look, I'm still going to get a Switch at the end of the year. So, hopefully if there's no issues or anything happening, but but I only know what I'm going to get the games for. I mean, I'm not getting NBA 2K for it. I'll just be getting Mario. So anyway, the last topic of the night will be NBA 2K18 and NBA Live. I know, Don, that you're not going to really elaborate too much on the.
No, not at all. I do sports. I don't play video games.
What would be your rating on any of the basketball games since you don't?
Yeah, that's the last person you ever want to review in a sports game is me.
But wait, Don, you have to realize that I'm playing it right now, and it's like I'm feeling mixed. Like the graphics, oh my god, step up, right?
Okay.
But they still feel a little robotic, but that's fine. It still looks like a step up from 2K17. But the weird thing about is I'm playing the Prelude, I'm like, man, this is like GTA with no shooting. Like,
really, is that what it feels like? The tone.
You can walk. Yeah, you can walk around and go into shops and purchase things, and
you can't go in no shops yet. I mean, in the real game you can, but not in the Prelude. The real game, they don't let you go on the shit.
No, in the Prelude you can't do that. But I'm saying, like in the real game, you can. Like you can walk around the city and like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like, it's so weird. Like, do I really? Like, I have like a dilemma with myself. Like, do I like this or do I?
Well, as somebody is on the outside looking at sports games, right? It seems like to me that you just want to get through the damn menu and start the game, right? Like that's right. Like get to the.
They still have that function though.
Yeah. So I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, it's kind of weird because little unknown fact. So, so how you do the 3D art stuff, right?
No, but they did that before, though. That's not the first time they did this shit. Well, y'all forgot My Crib and all that shit back in when on Dreamcast and shit like that?
But it wasn't as elaborate as it is now.
Oh, well, I'm saying the difference is you're in your house, and this shit, you're like in a small section of a town or city, I should say.
Right, but I mean, like I told everybody before, and I've always said this ever since maybe when they first introduced my career. I was like, "Yep, this is becoming an RPG," and it's moving more and more into that more perpetual type game where your character is always growing, keep you locked in, so they can slap microtransactions on top of you, and that's kind of what happened with 2K. So I mean, I do respect the effort.
They also don't want you to trade in your shit, right? Like, that's
right, exactly.
that's the big thing, right? And then they stumble upon microtransactions and how to like properly nickel dime. I think they're still learning, but you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I'm kind of curious what you guys' take on the game.
Don't they have one bad thing about the game, where that I've been noticing that from like me personally, 2K16 was the best one. At the time, like it was mind blowing. The whole Spike Lee story was amazing.
Yeah, that story was great.
But the only thing about it is you invested so, like say like you Destiny fans, like you invest so much into this character, and then when the next year come out, it almost feel like it was all for nothing because you got to start over from ground zero. But it's cool for a certain degree. But they need to implement something where your last year character should be like a Hall of Famer or something like that. And just anything just to recognize that you to put in work, to carry on and say you bought from 14, 15, 16, every year on. But it's in the whole my career and the whole my neighborhood, whatever that's what they call it now. I mean, the aspect of that is going to bring this basketball game to a whole nother level. I was listening all day say, man, give live a try. Man, I played live, and don't get me wrong, I like live. I was playing, I was having fun, and then the way the the animations, and it was it was just a fun game. I was like, well, I'm gonna get live. I'm gonna skip 2K this year. I catch up on 2K next year. I was because I was gonna get one basketball. But when I seen this my neighborhood, I'm back on 2K, man. I ain't gonna mess with live now. It's amazing. Like he says, GTA basketball, and it got like the RPG aspects where you got to build up your character and stuff like that. I mean, it's a perfect game for, let's say, casuals and hardcores to be able to play it and play it alike. And then it's sports. I mean, if you're a sports person, this would be the perfect thing for you, especially if you like basketball.
Yeah, well,
I more arcade.
Yeah, live is, but I haven't. I'm not going to judge live yet because I have not played the demo. I've just seen
the demo. Yeah, it's on EA Access now.
I know. I just haven't had time to do it, man. I've just been messing with Paths and Warframe and Naruto and a couple other games. But I will say no. But I was going to say that that NBA 2K for what I'm playing right now, man, it's dope. Now I will say this: the part with the part, whatever the neighborhood or whatever, that aspect with the player models or the people models, like they got Rachel in there, and she looks a hot mess. Like that just, you know what I'm saying. But when you see the player models the detail is unmatched. Like they look just like they do in person, and that is amazing. It's just that when they show the people from from the distance or different type of characters, they faded off, and I don't understand. I guess because maybe the neighborhood is going to be really big, but the gameplay is a lot more smoother. So I don't know, but 2K is legit. Madden is definitely legit. If you are in football and you've been skeptical of Madden, definitely pick up Madden. That's the truth.
That's the only one, huh?
Yeah, I would say the difference between 2K and Live is the details. To be honest, like Live has some shit going for it. Don't get me wrong. Like it's skin, the look of the skin, the textures in the skin, they have that shit on point. The problem is their models aren't on point like that.
Like all their physiques look the same.
Yeah, like if you look at 2K, everybody looks damn near spot on. Whereas Live, they kind of have a lot more generic models. Shoot, you look at some of these guys in Live, you be like, damn, what is this, like Kevin Durant from like 3 years ago? Why the fuck does he look like this? Whereas they just seem just a lot more accurate in 2K.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a distance, if you look at them real quick, a lot of people will be like, oh, Live looks better. But play it a little bit, and then you realize, oh shit, and then go back and forth and be like, the level of detail as far as the animations, it's a big difference, like a big difference, because Live characters, their faces look so stoic, like they're just like, it's either like, oh, I'm mad as hell, wait, no, I'm just indifferent, no, I'm mad again. Whereas like, you got guys joking up, they talking on the sideline, they smiling and shit. You got guys worrying about, the ball zipping past them. Like in 2K, they react to everything. Whereas Live, they just only react to like, oh, you pushed me, or I got fouled, or I'm dunking, or I still like. They just, the level of detail in 2K, man, they stepped it up big time.
Hey, the animation on Live too. Me personally, it don't bother me because to me it's just pure fun that I can get LeBron James and dunk over 3 and 4 people. But a lot of people,
they do let them get away with a lot of bullshit.
A lot of people say, oh, they don't like the animation. To me, Live is a right here fun game that you can play for a little while and have fun. But 2K, that's a game that when you say if you want to purchase one of them, you'll invest more time in the 2K. That's a game I know I'll play a lot more, put more time into it than Live. But Live, I think I just have a lot of little quick fun to just, dunk on somebody, play a game or so, and be through with it.
Yeah, like I think if you try to do a career mode, if you're a 2K person trying to do a career mode on Live, that shit'll be frustrating as hell. Because one, their buttons are like kind of wonky. Icon passing sucks. What's that again?
I think Kiss Move had posted that he couldn't play with a friend.
Yeah, that's right. That's a killer right there.
Oh yeah,
that's a big problem.
Like a private game, like you can play like. He just couldn't get, like, if I want to send Kmega an invite to play a pickup game, I don't think it has an option for it yet.
And there's a little issue that people aren't frame rates, man. Frame rates, they stutter a little bit in Live and in Madden a little bit.
I'm playing 2K right now, and the gameplay it feels a lot tighter and a lot smoother.
Like 2K is mad smooth. But Live is like, it has those jutters here and there, like it should have fucked you up a little bit.
Hey, what about the 2K servers? You know how like last year and the year before when you play?
I heard that they're dedicated. So and another thing that they said that what's going to be dedicated this year too. Call of Duty is going to be have dedicated servers. So let's see, because that's what's been suffered. That's been one of the biggest problems with 2K is their all their servers. It's the online has been atrocious. So let's hope that they got it together, especially having something this massive and big where you're going to have most of your gamers going to be playing online in this big city. It's got to work. It's got to be flawless. So.
I can't wait to download that prologue. Soon as we get off, that's what I'm doing.
That's
cool. Prologue is cool. The crazy thing is, like when you play because when you start the prologue, everything's like my created player type shit, right? So that's
what I want to do.
Yeah, so like
don't get too excited about
graphically, it looks okay.
Yeah,
but when you actually
you gotta wait for the full
play, like if you play
customization, because it's very limited.
TKU, or you play later on when you go to the mini camp, that's when you notice, be like, oh shit, yeah. When you actually see actual NBA players, you're like, oh, okay, that's the next level right there.
Yeah,
like that shit is crazy, man. Look, a simple test. Play live and look at fucking any of the main basketball players. Get LeBron, Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, any of them, and then play 2K and look at the same thing. You'll be blown away. Like mind you, we're only playing on Xbox or PlayStation right now, right? And maybe some people have the Pro, but that shit is like super clear. Looking at live versus 2K, like 2K looks damn near just like a whole nother level.
Oh, I got one for you. The crowd, the background crowd for live is not as hype. You don't hear that impact. I got surround sound, and I don't get that full feeling like you in a real game with 2K. It feel like you just about to explode with the crowd noise. Like, you know what I'm saying? The surround sound, to me, the sound effects is just as important as the graphics and the resolution and the frames, because the sound actually, for me, it helps put me into a game. So if you're playing a basketball
and presentation is very vital when it comes to sport.
Right.
FIFA's always been ahead of everybody when it came to presentation, and then 2K stepped it up, Live stepped it up, but finally, and now Madden has finally stepped it up and brought it back. College football was always elite as well, and I hate that college football is not there. But anyway, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. I forgot there was one thing, and there was one more thing that I wanted to say, but this could be a yes or no. PUBG is confirmed that PUBG is Xbox exclusive. So is that huge? Yes or no?
Wait, is it? Or did they say for real?
It's been confirmed. It's been confirmed from the devs. It's only going to be on Xbox.
That's dope. Okay. That's dope as shit.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people can rest and calm the hell down instead of worrying, because it was important. There are some people that want to downplay it, but this game is already sold about 10 million.
I thought the dev says for now the only thing we're working on is Xbox and PC.
Right. So
I don't think they closed the loop yet, right? But they just said we're not even remotely touching PlayStation right now.
Right, and there's still a small developing team. So
yeah. So I think that's where it stands right now. So I mean, we don't know what the future of that game really entails. I don't think.
I mean, but if it comes to the PlayStation like a year or two later, I mean, I don't think that people should trip about it. You know what I'm saying? They'll get their hands on it. That's like in the preview program, they had one game called Ark. That was in the preview program since day one, and PlayStation finally got it. And that was pretty much after everybody started playing Ark. So I ain't gonna say the damage was done, but you know what I'm saying, the gaming was pretty much done about the game. Like everybody got they play in. So if they don't lock it down forever, by them being a preview, if they have a year or two, especially if it's 2 years exclusive, you might as well say it is exclusive, because after 2 years, it's gonna be harder for a game. I mean, for you to even be worried about of another console get a game.
Right. Well, and then you gotta look at it like this though, Don. It may be just kind of like a Titanfall situation. It might be just that this PUBG is exclusive to Xbox, and if they decide that they're going to make a sequel, then that it could go multiple.
Yeah, it could be like that. Well, they've had other deals like that where they never, like Gears, for example, right? There was always a chance it could have gone to PlayStation, but it never did, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
They kept made so the red tape was pretty hard. I think what's interesting with what you're seeing with PUBG is there's a lot of integration to the Azure servers.
Mm-hmm.
And so really the easiest way to get it on PlayStation is PlayStation allowing Azure to be run on their network, and
they're not allowing that.
PlayStation ain't too down with that right now.
Well, right? that was another thing that I was going to ask you as well. I asked the panel was basically that as well. Was I'm saying, could there wouldn't they have to have like some sort of dedicated server in order for that game to work properly?
Well, that's what Microsoft's helping them out with, right?
Okay.
So it's all like super integrated. So there's a reason why they're working directly with them, because even if it does go to PlayStation, like they're going to benefit from just that partnership, right? Because they get in the door of having Azure on PlayStation Network, and then what happens is you have consumers requesting that on PlayStation, right? So
well, that's a power move.
Yeah, that's how they work, though. That's how Microsoft works, and they always kind of look at it from all sorts of different angles. And if it stays exclusive on their platform,
yeah,
cool. But they win either way, right? It's kind of how it works for Microsoft.
Yeah, they don't do shit for free just because.
Right, and also you got to look at it from this standpoint as well. Too is that if PlayStation would get it and they would have to work off of Xbox's servers, that definitely would mean that they would have to do. They would have to bargain some kind of cross-play, and PlayStation definitely don't want to do cross-play with Microsoft.
There's certain things that PlayStation does not want to open the door for whatever reason, because but at the end of the day, whatever their motivation is now, it's a slippery slope, right? You let Minecraft, right? You only take one game. You let Minecraft be cross-play with all platforms. Guess what? Now the pressure's on from every other developer allowing for that to happen, right? So the same thing with PUBG. You allow Azure servers to be run on that network, right? Then what happens is it's still free for the companies to run it on Xbox, right? But those companies will basically pay Microsoft to run it on PlayStation's network. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's always an angle. Microsoft never does anything for free. There's always an angle, regardless of how this whole PUBG thing plans out from now to later. PUBG is going to do really well. Microsoft's going to do really well from the deal at this point. So
it's a positive situation. Y'all right, man. So that's all good and great. I know that there's LA Noir and other couple of things to talk about, but we can talk about that next week. You know what I'm saying? We always got next week to finish it up because we're about kind of like where we were because we started late tonight. So anyway, but let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. Appreciate you having a chance and opportunity to come on, Don. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and give you shout outs.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me at @thedon_KTR. That's the best way to follow me. And then I'll be on Xbox 448's channel doing the next podcast where I kind of got my start. So,
right. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the next podcast because that's kind of like where it got me the confidence to go ahead and do the GRG podcast. You know what I'm saying? From us growing from there. So, all right, all day digital. You know what I'm saying? I know you're ready for. I know you got some corned beef and grits waiting for you. What's
not even, bro. Nah, just some crawfish and some crab. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I did say crab. I did throw some crab.
Yeah. Champagne meal. You know what I mean? But you guys can find me at allday_digital, and I'm about to go watch it because they all float. About to go see what that movie do. Watch Kmega in true form, and I see you guys. You guys want to play some Destiny? Hit me up. I'm always online, man.
Only if somebody gonna hook me up with some Destiny, man. You know what I'm saying? Kmega do not. You know what I'm saying? Beggars cannot be choosers. So if somebody want to hook me up, I will definitely play the game.
Yeah, get this man off Warframe.
That's your persona, Kmega. You the clown from It.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I hate clowns, but that is what it is. You know what? But I'm going. You know what? I'm finna go see that movie and face my fear. So next week I will be going to go see that creepy bastard. And you know what I'm saying? A couple of friends is going to go, and they can't wait for me to go and see my ass and see how I react to this.
Oh, you're going to be in the fetal position by the time
I might be. I might not.
Like an L.
Yeah, I might. I just can't do it. Anyway, so. All right, man. Triple Cup Chuck, man. Tell everybody where they can find you, man. What's going on with you?
Man, they can't find me. I'm like Waldo around this bitch.
Oh,
nah, but you can find me on the Xbox. You can find me on Twitter, everything at Triple Cup Chuck. You can find me on Madden. I don't play Destiny, but you can find me on Madden, and you will find me on the basketball. So far, right now, it's gonna be that 2K. And Kmega, you still got an issue with them Saints. Who that say they gonna be them Saints?
That was on 17. You about to get this working, AT, baby. Ram Nation stand up.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Oh, anyway. All right, cool. And Livewire, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump, man. You know what I'm saying? I told you today I wasn't going to play the flipper noise. Fonzarelli had to probably most likely go to work. And Lady Infamous, she was saying she was tired right from the get. You should have heard her earlier. She was, so, you know what I'm saying? So she probably fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? She probably was, had to go and from work, roller derbing. Is that said? Did I say that right?
Derby.
You're Derby on that one, Kmega.
Yeah. Whatever. Let me just be country. Fuck it. So anyway, y'all. But Livewire, tell everybody where they can find you.
Check me out. My channel. I'm always putting up some new shit. My thoughts on everything gaming. And yeah, I'm about to play some finish this game alive and then play somebody in some Madden. I'm getting the itch.
You think you ready?
We'll see.
All right, okay.
Somebody said who that?
All right, he said he got them Giants for you. You know what I'm saying? Ram Nation stand up. But anyway, all right, and as there's no surprise, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm the host, man, Kmega 405, man. You can always check me out on this channel. I didn't make a video this week, just didn't feel like it. I wanted to be on that path of exiles. And you know what I'm saying, so I'll probably be dropping a couple of videos this weekend, you know what I'm saying, getting ready for when we do BGST. And again, to everybody out there in Florida and to people out there in Houston that's still going through it right now, you know what I'm saying, our heart goes out to you and hope you guys stay safe. Everybody have a great night. It's Friday night. Make sure y'all have a good time doing it. Everybody have a good one. Peace.
Later.